You're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're talking about pandas, cancer treatment costumes, and why you should always wear 3D glasses when making big decisions.
Greetings and salutations. This episode is brought to you by people like Jenna Regis, Rachel Crimmins, and Sue Gudenkoff. Their membership in the Wonder and Whimsy Society supports us in this work to fight adultitis. Thank you, guys.
Yes, if you'd like to annihilate the adultitis in your life, learn more about the Wonder and Whimsy Society, or be among the first to know about our newest offerings. Become an insider.
Yes, please do.
EscapeAdulthood.com/subscribe.
There we go. Subscribe. Wait, it's early. It's not St. Patrick's Day yet.
I know, but tomorrow night we're actually going to be with a client, which will be a hoot.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not wearing these now. Is that over?
That was 5 minutes ago.
Thank goodness, because I'm going to fall over on this chair. Happy early St. Patty's Day. I know everybody likes this holiday.
It's a bit of an anniversary for us, isn't it?
Yes.
And explain to the good folks who don't remember why this is an anniversary tomorrow.
It's easy for us to remember because 2 years ago, oh man, it feels like 10. 2 years ago, March 17th, obviously we're a few hours early.
By the way, you did not even turn the lights on the set.
Oh, I was too busy finding all my
terrible.
bling. All right, here we go. A little backstage action. Look, you don't even have to be a Wonder and Whimsy Society member tonight to get the back, stage pass. These are literally just turn them on, guys. Did you ever think
Probably
I was lighting these?
Do those probably wouldn't be noticed, but
okay, well, that's right. So anyway, 2 years ago, that felt like 10. We sat at our kitchen table in Madison, put on all this shenanigan gear on St. Patrick's Day at 2:00 in the afternoon. Is that what time we started doing that? Coffee with Kim and Jason. So raise your hand if you attended a coffee with Kim and Jason. There were like 24 of them. And honestly, we were just showing up to talk to whoever wanted to talk because it was a lot to process. Mm-hmm. We just wanted to encourage. And this is what it turned into 86 shows later. Plus the 24. Yeah, I was going to say. We started counting.
Past 100
we
here
started
somewhere.
Counting in the summer. But anyway, it's
so
exciting.
Yeah. And we celebrated.
And you guys have been here for
celebrated your 29th birthday this past weekend. That was fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
We ended up going to Milwaukee for a concert, which was pretty rad. If
you have not done a post-pandemic concert, let me warn you that you will feel like a 16-year-old. It is so cool. Right? Would you agree? Yes. Singing with people.
Overdue. Mm-hmm.
We had our lights on our phone and we're doing the whole if they did it, we did it. It was, and seeing the concert through the eyes of the kids was amazing. We went to see Toby Mac. He's been one of our favorite artists for decades. So it was rad.
Yeah.
Right?
And last night we had a little date night and saw the Batman.
Yes.
Which I loved.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I did walk away a little. It
was intense.
It was dark. So if you're sensitive to heavy movies like that, I would maybe read a few reviews first.
Yeah, it's definitely not your Marvel superhero movie. Yeah. I thought it was very well shot and great acting. And
yes.
Robert Pattinson nailed it as Batman.
Super cool Batman. Yeah, I appreciated it.
The Riddler maybe stole the show. I don't know. He was pretty good.
Although I told you, this is kind of weird, but he so reminded me of one of my old students that I taught kindergarten. I was like, oh no!
That's a good sign. It's a really good sign.
Is this that kid grown up? Is he an actor now? It was really strange.
Well, it was a big week. We've had a lot of good things going on, not the least of which was the fact that the goat auction ended on Monday, and Pam Johnson ended up being the winner of this original painting. It was the first original that I have put up for sale for quite a while.
Yeah,
and we had a number of bidders. Pam came out on top. Congratulations, Pam.
Fellow Wonder Whimsy Society member.
Thank you to everyone who placed a bid and participated and helped get the word out. I appreciate that.
And Victoria was our winner of the cute little prints that we gave with the little glitter frame. So congratulations, Victoria. If you haven't gotten it yet, it should be showing up any day.
And we are excited today to talk about pandas because today, according to the Celebrate Everything calendar, is Panda Day.
Yes.
And felt that needed to sneak that celebration before St. Patrick's Day hogs all the glory.
Right.
I love this little meme that Jenna made today with some of my artwork.
Yeah,
giant pandas versus trash pandas. Who's got a preference there? I mean, I don't know if it's a choice against who likes what art better, or if it's just general, do you prefer giant pandas or trash pandas? But it's hard for me to imagine anyone outvoting
red
giant
panda.
Pandas.
Red
and there's
panda.
red panda.
Oh, they're so cute. I know. I think I'd vote for a red panda.
I think trash panda is the lowest, probably.
Well, it depends on if you're a Guardian of the Galaxy fan and you like
Rocket.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know, what's his name?
Rocket. I just said it. Oh,
Bradley
Cooper.
Okay. I like something Cooper. Like he does a good job with that character.
Yes, he does.
So maybe that's gonna sway you into the trash panda category.
Yeah. So I am excited because I thought to celebrate Panda Day would be a great chance to resurrect a segment. It's one of my favorite segments to play. What's going on? Okay, folks, this is the part where we show you a weird or unusual photo, and we ask you to caption it. We're wondering what is going on with this photo here. You got a little shaver, which in black and white photos, anytime there's a little kid, you have to say it's a little shaver.
Do you? Is that official?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a panda as a photographer here, apparently.
Naturally. Mm-hmm.
So
it looks real. It does. It doesn't look like
I think it is a real photo.
Okay.
I actually there was a chance as I was looking for this photo to find the story behind it, and I on purpose didn't. So probably would have been some nice
mystery.
I think the photographer, that is the photographer's son, not the panda's son. The real photographer.
I thought you were going to say that is the photographer.
Because here's the meta part. There is someone taking a picture of a panda taking a picture of a boy.
Right.
Little shaver. So.
Bamboo. That's good,
see.
Beth. Say bamboo.
That's good. It's pandemonium, Helen says.
Nice. I don't think Steven's here yet, unfortunately, because Mr. Pun is gonna. But Dave's got to have something.
This is the Chinese children's zoo, of course. I like that. Oh, that's good. Penny Panda, food stylist.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Trading positions. I just love old timey little kids. It's one of my favorite things in the world, like photos of little kids. So what do you think is going on here, Kim?
Well, anyone else kind of curious about what's going on with the panda's mouth? Okay, let's pretend like he's not taking a photo for a second. Yeah, what is that white thing? Is that just negative space between, or is that something? Is it?
I can't tell.
It looks like he's got like a square tongue, or more realistically, maybe he's eating like a price tag or something.
Yeah, I assumed it was a.
I know, right?
Can't tell. Very interesting.
Anybody else? Did anybody notice that? I don't know.
I'm curious if he's got his f-stop correctly
set. There's some questions about his photography and
this one might be the winner here. Rich says pandas saying smile, little boy, but you have no chance. I like that.
Rich, very well done. Yes, that is.
I can't bear to think about it.
Oh, see, Steven doesn't have to be here.
Boogie,
we can channel Steven, right?
Do you say trees? Old time flashbulb cube strip. Yeah, that could be. That could be. Brenda, you got some photography background there. That could be what that is. Yeah, Helen thinks it's the space between the camera and the panda. I think perhaps.
So. Okay, you guys can stare at it a little closer than we can, because otherwise you're going to see up our noses if you get close enough.
This has got to be the most adorable. What's going on?
Yeah, most are disturbing.
Yeah,
so this
Martha,
one's kind of fluffy
I
and
prefer
nice.
the trash panda, says the boy. But don't call a raccoon a trash panda to his face.
No.
That's
I do like how the boy is so intent on looking at the panda.
Well, wouldn't you?
Well,
wouldn't you keep one eye open on that guy?
That's true.
That seems dangerous. I don't know.
I'm recalling when we saw pandas at the San Diego Zoo, and I'm trying to think if I would be scared of it. I don't think I would.
They're so adorable looking, but I feel like they could rip your face off pretty cleanly.
I pretty much think they could. But you do kind of have a false sense of security based on it looking like a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
So I think
Christy says the boy looks like he's being interviewed for something very serious. Feels like there should be a 60 minutes thing in the background.
I hate that sound.
Feels like maybe there should be a...
Does anyone else hate that sound because it reminds you of like Sunday night dread of like school's the next day?
Yeah, because did it come out after like football game?
Yep. It was like
so your dad probably watched the football games. You're closing in on
bedtime's
Sunday
like an
night
hour
dread.
and a half away. And you're just,
tick.
It's like symbolic of all the bad of a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good stuff, you guys. Thank you for playing with us. What's going on? And let's keep this show rolling.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
All right. It's getting exciting, you guys. We are booking travel like crazy. We got all the staff's tickets today. Which, by the way, if you are coming to the if you're coming to the Escape Adulthood Summit, please get on your travel sooner than later. That's just a little tip from one traveler to another.
Yep.
But yeah, what is this thing?
Well, the Escape Adulthood Summit, I don't know if you have done any little bit of adulting over the last 2 years, but if you would like to take a break from that, the Escape Adulthood Summit is for you. It's a chance to connect with like-minded people who are serious about not taking themselves too seriously. We have a lot of fun, but we also have there's a lot of inspiration involved, and there's a lot of thoughtfulness and mindfulness. And one of the best parts about the Escape Adulthood Summit is we take care of the schedule. We let you know where you need to be when, so you can pretty much just unplug and just relax. You don't have to be the keeper of the schedule all the time. You don't have to worry about making sure everything is ready. We do all of the work for you so you can sit back and relax. And what a good place to do that this year.
Oh my goodness. And one of my favorite things to see the registrations come in is who people are coming with. So we have people come alone, and that is amazing. And you will find your people here. You will not feel alone as soon as you walk in the door. We have mothers and adult children. Okay, or fathers, but we have a couple mothers and adult children. We have siblings, sisters coming. One of the dynamics I love in the past is like the 19-year-old child and the grown-up parent, because I'll tell you what, those 19 and 20-year-olds are some of the wisest people in the room. And I love having the presence of a new, fresh, set of eyes on all these conversations. What other obviously husband and wife,
I just
coworkers.
Think in general, the biggest takeaways are often from the people that you meet. And, we've had a lot of people. The most rewarding thing for me are people that have met lifelong friends that are now they talk, they're connected, they come as partner in crimes the next year. And that's so cool for me, because I think a lot of times people feel like they're on an island, especially if they honor their childlike spirit. I think it's easy to kind of be shamed for that sometimes. So, take yourself more seriously, and, life's not all fun and games. And of course it's not all fun and games, but that doesn't mean that you can't have a little bit of fun while you give adultitis the wedgie it so richly deserves. Right.
Very true. And so keep it in mind, put it out there as something you're thinking about. If it's something you're like, but, and you're just open your eyes to it in a new way. That's what we ask you to do with any decision, to not immediately look at the obstacles, but to look at the possibilities. Yep. So we hope you'll join us.
Golden tickets are on sale now at escapeadulthoodsummit.com.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Too often, we look at our plans and big dreams with rose-colored glasses. We only see the upside, the pros, the best-case scenarios. But if our dream, whatever it is, actually comes true, there will be downsides as well. As author and entrepreneur Mark Manson has pointed out, everything sucks some of the time. Every dream, no matter how wonderful or glamorous it first appears, comes with some flavor of what he calls a shit sandwich, a lousy side effect that you have to deal with. That's not to say we shouldn't dream. We just need to do it with 3D glasses. When we look at something with 3D glasses, we see it from all sides. The good, sexy, photogenic side, and the ugly, unfavorable, hideously lit side. This allows us to behold a more realistic appraisal of the situation. In the early days of our business, I dreamed of creating a giant retail store that carried all kinds of cool stuff for the young at heart. It was easy to imagine us rolling in dough once we established ourselves in the marketplace and traffic started flowing. We'd be selling fun products on a fun website to people who like to have fun, not a downside in sight. Well, as we moved forward and started to grow, I began to encounter the drawbacks I hadn't envisioned when I was looking at my plans with rose-colored glasses. I realized I hated trying to figure out what people would be interested in buying. I didn't like managing inventory. And most importantly, I didn't get any joy in selling other people's stuff when I really wanted to just create my own. I saw that if we continued to grow, I would be doing more inventory, more managing, and more selling of other people's stuff. It was a shit sandwich I didn't want to eat. Now, my role as a professional speaker often involves a lot of travel, which includes no small measure of loneliness, delayed flights, and missed family events. But it's a sandwich I'm willing to eat because it affords me the opportunity to visit cool places with my family and a lot of freedom to spend time in the studio when I'm not traveling. As Manson notes, your favorite shit sandwich is your competitive advantage. By definition, anything that you're willing to do, that you enjoy doing, that most people are not willing to do, gives you a huge leg up. The good news is that you can save a lot of time, money, and effort with a decent pair of 3D glasses. A few years ago, when an amazing retail location became available in downtown Madison, Kim and I considered securing it as a combination studio/store/event space. We spent 2 whole days looking at the possibilities with our trusty 3D glasses. The first day focused on imagining all the good parts, the great exposure our brand would get being steps away from the Capitol, the flexible space that would allow us to host a lot of different events, and the chance to sell my products directly to people in person in a space we created. Then we spent the next day on the downsides, the high cost of rent, the need to hire and manage staff, the reality that if I wanted to paint, my introverted self would rather spend it alone in my studio than in front of a crowd. Ultimately, we decided to pass. Now, the point is not about finding the perfect scenario that doesn't include a shit sandwich, because there isn't one. It's to spend some time up front finding out what it is by realistically examining the good, the bad, and the ugly before you sink a ton of resources into an endeavor that won't end up being your cup of tea. No, you won't be able to foresee everything, but know this. Whatever you choose, your passion needs to be strong enough to withstand the most unpalatable parts of the work. Rose-colored glasses are tempting, but a good pair of 3D glasses are the key to making smart decisions.
I am so glad we learned that when we did. We have saved ourselves so many wrong moves. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Yes, for sure.
I mean, even somewhat recently, we're trying things on.
we try things all the time, and I think the reason we're willing to do that is because we've figured out this 3D glasses thing, because we have been burned in the past. Yeah. And if you keep getting burned, then you just stop dreaming because really this stinks. And I think, again, it's like, it's not about like being a Debbie Downer. right? There's a little bit of a dose of realism, but the reality is like any idea that we have moved forward on, like when we came up with the Wonder and Whimsy Society, usually you start out all excited and full of energy. Yeah. But then we spent a lot of time thinking about like, are we willing to commit to this? Are we willing to do, we thought of what would be the things that we would not like about it. And there were some, but we're like,
okay, that's
it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth doing that for the benefit. And so I think one mistake, and especially when we're younger, but a lot of times when we're super excited about a new idea, it's easy to get carried away. Right?
Yeah. Yep. I have to tell you, we have been leading since the beginning of the year a little group called Kid Biz. And it's 7 homeschool kids, 3 of which are our own. And we're helping them build their own businesses, dream, talk about business, look at all the different ways you would build a business. Mm-hmm. And one of the first things we taught them was about the shit sandwich.
The poop sandwich, as we call it.
Yes, poop emoji, right? But it was the funniest thing to introduce to a group of children. Honestly, they understood it pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And then they brought the concept home, and I had to kind of explain things a little differently to their parents. I'm like, what? You guys understand what that means? But it was a funny thing.
Yeah. The other thing that is interesting that as we learned with the kids is that that just because there is a poop sandwich doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. Right. Because that's the flip side is, as Mark Manson said, there's always a downside. The downside isn't necessarily the reason to not do it. Right. It's because if you're just looking for the opportunity where there are no downsides, there aren't any of those.
What you said was key. If you are willing to put up with the downside and the other parts like align, then it's a huge opportunity. Yeah. Right? For sure. So
I like Kelsey here says it's a great way to look at things. It's hard to take steps as an entrepreneur and really need to look at all angles. Yes. Yeah. Especially as an entrepreneur, because you do get excited about possibilities, right? Mm-hmm. That's one thing entrepreneurs are pretty good at. So,
and you have to pay for the consequences personally,
it's true.
Which we all know it could be higher in some instances than others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So hopefully that was a good encouragement for you. Little fun fact, that painting, this one behind me, prints are available on our lemonade stand, and we have all kinds of other fun stuff as well. But this painting was done right before this book came out, and seeing with new eyes, it needed to be in here. And if you actually had 3D glasses, this image in the book is created with a 3D.
Were the pre-orders? Didn't the pre-orders get 3D glasses?
The pre-orders got 3D glasses, but yeah, if you put it on 3D glasses, it looks like the panda is coming out at you. So it's kind of a fun little trivia question in case you have the book.
I think, is it time?
It's time. Let's draw. All right, you guys, let's draw a panda.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun here.
Us.
Well,
you're breaking your own rules.
It's not a rule. Many times I tell you what I'm drawing, especially if it's so obvious. I would rather have you focused on drawing with us than worried about being the first one to guess what we're drawing. That's one of the downsides of it. So I like to mix it up a little bit. And so we're gonna draw a panda. And if you don't consider yourself an artist, that's hogwash. We're gonna take it step by step, grab whatever you have handy, even if it's just a ballpoint pen in the back of an envelope, and let's draw. We'll take it one step at a time. And I want to have you kind of play along with us here. All right,
let's do it.
So let's start out with a line like this. We're gonna kind of draw the 3D glasses first. I'm gonna draw them a little bit angled, and then I'm gonna draw a couple lines down at the edge. So 3D glasses are a little bit like a rectangle. When you're looking at them straight on like this. Okay. And then we're going to draw another line, but we're going to leave a space, 2 lines down here with a space in the middle. And then in that space, we'll just draw a little rounded bump there. Okay. All right, now we're going to draw some smaller rectangles as the lenses inside, like this. Okay, now we're going to draw the head. And the head is a roundish shape. If you can, make it a little bit fatter on the bottom, like so. If you just make it more circly, that's fine too.
Kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle.
It does a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
There's no O. Fine. All right, now we're going to draw a little triangle, a little rounded edge triangle here for the nose. And I'm going to fill it in black, but I'm going to leave a little edge at the top as sort of a highlight. All right, got your nose in there?
Yep.
All right, now we're going to draw a little J here. And then we're going to mirror that on the other side, get a little smile. All right, now we're gonna draw the black patches around his eye. And how we're going to do this is we're going to draw on the left-hand side, we're going to draw like basically a C. So it's going to go like this, so it extends outside the glasses. And then we're going to just repeat the same shape, but on the opposite side, backwards C. And of course, that's a spot we can color in with a darker color. Now, obviously, pandas are black and white, but if you want to make little patches purple or blue or pink, that's something that we are excited to encourage.
Yes.
All right, now what we got is we'll put his little ears. Okay, so these are just going to be kind of like little round shapes on each side. Okay, and that pretty much gets it where we want to have this panda. Now you could put a little body on him there if you want. I'm gonna put a little black shape here as kind of.
What do you say to someone who has watched like more than 10 of these without trying it themselves?
You need a written permission from your parents of why you haven't. I think it's, I understand like every night you're not into it, you don't join us, but if you've watched 10 of these and haven't done one, I mean, I've got it. That to me, that's like I would give you a prescription right now for adultitis. So you have adultitis for sure. I'm gonna put a little. And that's just. And by the way, okay.
we fight it too.
The fact that you're here is a good sign.
Right. We're not immune to adultitis, by the way. That's why we do the work we do, because we fight it ourselves, right?
Yep.
But it is one of those things of like, if kind of like you might be a redneck. Like if you've watched 10 of these
and you have not
tried it once, you might have adultitis.
Where's the line?
Right?
All right. So I don't know if you got a chance to see. I didn't really explain it because you were talking, but how I did the little hand there, the little paw giving a wave.
That's cute.
It's pretty easy to replicate there without a description. Okay. So let me fill this in. Obviously, you don't need to fill in the white parts. I'll give you a couple little tips here.
I love what Dorothy just said.
What did Dorothy say?
She said, "I'm so glad I started drawing with you."
Oh,
it's cool.
Me too.
Right? And, we're not, I get it if you don't want to send them in. That's your choice.
We love it when you do, but yeah, it's that's not about that. Level. It's about just giving yourself a chance to take a little break,
right,
and have some fun. All right, so I'm going to fill in this. Got a lot of white here. Fill in these glasses, and of course, one side is blue and one side is red. So let's do this. Let's pretend that you're drawing on a light colored sheet of paper. What I would do to add a little bit of that plasticky glow is just get a darker color. So in case of this red, maybe like a maroon color. And draw some, that might be a little bit darker than I would want it to be. Draw some little slanted stuff there. Actually, I'll make it a little bit more. There we go. And then same thing with the blue. Add a little darker color blue. Cool. Gives it just a sense that it's like that shiny, translucent plastic, right? And then with that little space that I left over on the nose for the highlight, I might do like a gray color or a light. In this case, I'm going to do a little purple just to add a little bit of color to the highlight. And then I might take a light colored purple, and then you can kind of draw in some shading here. Just see these just little strokes here, and it gives it a little bit of the furriness as well.
Yeah. I am digging this box of 64 crayons, by the way. It has been so long.
It's been too long, huh?
Yeah. I know I smell them every week, but it's legit, you guys.
All right. There's a pretty good fun little panda.
Right? Oh, I like the little chest hairs.
Brenda wants to know what the medical diagnosis code is for adultitis. Yes, I what is it?
Insurance, right?
Yeah. I'm familiar with some of those codes because I've done a lot of work with medical practitioners, and I have some good jokes about those.
You tell us. What would it be?
Yeah,
I mean, how do they make those? Is it like they pick a couple letters from the word and numbers or something? I don't know what the magic formula is.
Martha is asking me, go ahead, show them your
here's my little guy.
Good work. I love the little colors you got in there.
Yeah, a little whimsical.
Yeah. Martha is asking, what brush pencil do you use from the brush library when you do Let's Draw?
Ooh, good question.
Well, let me show you. I have this one is called Ink Bleed. I don't know if this is I have some custom. It kind of shows up, but it's cut off. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have some custom brushes that I've loaded in here. There are a lot of different brushes you can add to Procreate, which is what I use here on my iPad. So I don't know if Ink Bleed is a default brush or a custom one, but sometimes when I'm drawing, I'll use this one called Little Pine, and then sometimes when I'm painting, I use the round brush one. So in this case, it looks like I'm using Ink Bleed, which gives it that little bit of the Sharpie kind of a feel. So
Brenda can't help us.
ICD codes, yeah.
She's ICD in a different type of insurance.
There is, I think they're up to ICD-10. I remember that was the kind of next level of the system. They had to change it. I don't know if 11 is on the horizon next, but they're always coming out with new things. Because just when you get things figured out, you gotta change it. So
Martha says Ink Bleed is in my library.
Okay, good.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks for asking that. That's super great.
Well, again, we would love to see your pandas. So send them to kj@escapeadulthood.com. I got a few. Well, we got a bunch of ones this week, but I got a few that I was able to share here. Brenda with this goat is pretty great.
And his little medal has Marty on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Nick.
Pulling out the digital.
I didn't draw that, Nick. I didn't go into that detail, but you nailed this one. This is really cool.
He said that you're bringing out an artistic side of him.
Yeah, obviously. I think I saw that he hasn't drawn in a long time, but he's kind of picked it back up.
This is pretty rad.
So Nick, good job. And then Kara, just totally adorable and cute there.
I want this on a t-shirt.
I think sometimes the drawings these guys, end up better than what I drew. And I love seeing that.
Smile.
Mm-hmm. Great work.
Very, very cute.
All right. Well, speaking of great work, we have something to inspire you, an amazing adultitis fighter that I know you will love to hear about. Well, of course, we need a meme of the week.
Pandas, the living proof that you can be fat just by eating salad.
Too much dressing? I don't know. Maybe switch to the low-cal ranch, Panda.
Boggle your mind, right?
They do quite a bit of sitting around. That might be
true.
Perhaps exercise is also an important part of a balanced diet.
Let's take a sloth. I would love to ask Ashley and Nick Atkins, who are sloth experts, like, how do you explain a sloth? They're laying around just as much as a panda, if not more. And they don't have the roly-poly panda belly.
No.
I know.
I didn't know this was going to be a science class all of a sudden. By the way, I finished my wine and I had to pull out this
this is pretty
awesome cup.
It's kind of like a little panda almost.
Yeah, look at that. It's a little, there we go. A little, looks like Pooh Bear. It's orange juice with a little grenadine in it.
Am I remembering correctly? You bought this for me for like a birthday or something, but it was a sponsored post in I don't know.
Instagram, I think.
Instagram.
Yeah,
score one for the sponsored post. You're like, that's adorable. I need that.
Pretty good, huh? Yeah. All right. Well, our Adultitis Fighter kindred spirit is someone we actually know quite well. I didn't know she was doing this, but this story came across the wire. Kirsty Blattner is a tremendous person. We have the link to the story, and the reason I say that is because the link has a video that was on the news telling this story, and you get to hear Kirsty talk, and she has the best accent in the world.
From New Zealand.
Yes. And I love it.
Yeah. And I love it.
I think she says "idea" in it. Like, she was a great idea.
Oh.
So that's one of those.
So
great. Yeah. I actually have my Siri on my phone is set to Australian mode. I have Australian Siri, and kids ask me about that.
We actually know the lady who
love it.
did Australian Siri, didn't we? That did that voice, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Kirsty Blattner has a unique way of keeping a smile on everyone's face during her monthly immunotherapy treatment. So Kirsty was diagnosed with melanoma 6 years ago while 5 months pregnant with her daughter. The melanoma was removed at first, but returned in 2021 and required surgery to remove it again. Dr. Mark Albertini, Blattner's oncologist who founded the Carbone Cancer Center, which is in Madison, in 1994, which coincidentally was our first date.
Yes.
So they don't mention that in the story for some reason. So the immunotherapy is a preventative step to keep the cancer from returning. So hopefully that is what will happen. But of course, it's not fun to go to the hospital and get these treatments. So here's the cool part. Kirsty and her husband, Chris, have dressed up. They dress up in costume for their monthly visits. They've dressed up like pirates to Thanksgiving turkeys. Here they are dressed up as wildlife. So great. Here's one of them dressed up as characters from Game of Thrones.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
I love that he is doing it as well, right? So the press release said that she's undergoing this monthly infusions, so Kirsty says, I think it brings joy to the amazing staff, and I love that. I know it makes it fun for us and helps us look forward to our appointments.
What are we going to do? What are we going to dress up as?
Yeah. She, as of this particular news story, I don't know how up to date it was, but she has 4 more appointments, meaning she's got 4 more opportunities to create costumes and joy at the UW hospital. And then her nurse manager says, we always look forward to seeing what they're going to wear next. Aww. It's inspiring to see a patient share this positive perspective with others. So I got a couple other awesome
Kirsty.
photos here. This has got to, I don't know if this is 80s. This has got to be 80s, right?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, because look at her little...
The little arm
mesh
thing. Looks a little bit like Madonna there.
Bracelets.
He looks like Tiger King to me. I don't know.
That's epic.
But so here's the thing. Obviously, we wish Kirsty well.
Yeah.
We applaud her husband for doing this craziness with her. But
shenanigans.
Hopefully, we don't have to go through cancer, but every single one of us goes through stuff that we have to do, stuff we don't look forward to doing, dark times. And I think anytime we can maybe reframe things, seeing with new eyes, change things around, is there a way you can make it fun for you? right? And then through that, like what we see here is not only did it make it fun for her, but it makes it fun for her team, all the caregivers and things like that.
Well, having worked with a lot of healthcare providers in heavy situations, there's a thing called compassion fatigue. And you do, I don't know it personally, but we hear it spoken about quite a bit. We hear it from meeting planners, the burnout of seeing so much heavy and being surrounded by so much heavy situations and dire, and these are people you have relationships with after a while. It gets really hard.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine the joy that these two crazy shenanigators have brought to the Carbone, center. Can you? And we know them personally. They're, Kirsty has encouraged so many people through the Dream Bank, as that's kind of where we met, I think.
And the National Speakers Association. There was a Venn diagram there,
but coaching and teaching and all this wonderful things that she puts out into the world. So just knowing this is how she's handling this first of all, it's not a surprise. No, but it's also such an inspiration to see, even in this dark time of challenge, her and Chris rising to this. So we're so proud of you, Kirsty, and we just wish you well, and our whole family loves you.
Yeah.
So keep shining.
Yep. That's what an Adultitis Fighter is all about. And of course, if you, have read A Chance of Awesome, there's a story in there about the time my dad dressed up as a beat to tell us that he had cancer. So, if you haven't heard that story, that's a good thing to look up as well. But
he actually shared that story at a Wonder Night event, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
In person.
Yes, he did.
Pretty special night.
So, kudos to you, Kirsty. Thank you for being such a great Adultitis fighter. We wish you the best and sending love and prayers your way.
How are we at the end of the show already?
I know.
I gotta tell you the shenanigans we had with this card. So,
that needs to be our new theme song.
Right?
Until it runs out.
This is a gift from Mary Eichmeyer. Thank you so much, Mary. And she even sent along this. She sent us lots of shenanigans. But and Wonder Marty, our little Wonder Marty is green, so they're like so jamming together. But I have to say, the kids and I were playing a game with this where we had to open the card and no one could smile. We all knew what it was going to do. Okay?
He did that to me as well.
If you ever have a chance to do this, we used to play this as kids. Don't laugh, don't smile, whatever. We laughed so hard trying not to laugh that we're almost peeing our pants.
We should try that right now, okay? Everyone, you're watching right now, just take a little breather, put on a straight face, just think serious thoughts right now. Do not, I repeat, do not smile.
You can't smile. That didn't take you long.
All right. Oh, speaking of smiles, okay. So the giveaway, I come bearing presents because the giveaway is very selfish for me tonight. I'm very curious. We talked about, we had the goat last week.
Yes.
The panda this week.
Mm-hmm.
The entire Celebrate Everything calendar this year was animals.
Oh, I see.
I just want to know, what animal would you love to see me paint? Because I'm always looking for ideas. Now, my daughter already has put in a request for horses. I have yet to come up with something inspiring yet that I'm ready to paint. I really want to paint a horse. I love horses. I was actually working on some ideas this morning. So I can't make any promises.
You can't force
it.
Right.
But
let's think for a second. How many hours do you spend on these paintings? Like 40?
Yeah.
So if he's not into it, it's not a good idea to force it. Yeah.
So anyway, I'd like to hear some of your thoughts.
Dave, a moose, right? Actually, I'm not gonna say anything, but
how about this
one? I think I know
llama.
Something.
That may
already
be something.
Right?
No, well, not in the timeline of the universe, the official canon.
I have to be quiet.
Here's a bird of paradise. Interesting.
Interesting, Steven.
Move this up so we can see it a little bit better.
There we go. Whimsy woolly mammoth. That's good.
Sloth.
That would be, they're beloved. People love those little guys.
Cat. I have done a cat
it's been
before.
More cartoony though. Oh no, actually,
the one in our upstairs bathroom is a cat.
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman. Yeah.
Right.
Axolotl. That would be a good one. You don't even know what that is. They are pretty adorable. A white cat. Okay. Yeah, moose. Stay tuned. Fuzzy bumblebee. Oh, that'd be fun.
Ooh,
bullfrog.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
I have done a bullfrog. That is in this year's calendar.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Would you consider it a bullfrog? Because a bullfrog, I think of as...
I think it is, but...
I don't know. Species.
Tigers. Yeah, tiger is on my list. That's like one of my favorite animals. So, as you can see, there's that's why it's no offense to any animal. I love tigers.
That's
but
one of your favorites.
Waiting for the right idea. Red panda.
Yes.
Ooh, this one's coming. Monarch butterfly. That's coming. Coyote. That could be fun.
Be neat.
Pig, that would be also fun. Peacock.
We guys got some good ideas. A peacock would be amazing.
Snakes are people too. Some love for the reptiles. Have I done
snakes are people?
Reptile. A frog is an amphibian. I do have a really cool idea for alligator or crocodile.
Okay.
I have a neat idea for that. I'm not sure if I've done reptiles, but nothing against reptiles. Yeah. They are people too. Bobcat. That'd be fun. Seahorse. Beluga whale. They are pretty good. I've got some good ideas for dolphin painting coming up from our recent Florida trip. Classic squirrel. Woodchuck chucking wood.
That went by so fast.
Beth Crimmins said that.
Okay, interesting. Woodchuck chucking wood. That's very specific. How much though? How much wood should the wood?
Well, that's the question.
How much?
Lizard.
Right.
Lizard. Chipmunk.
That's cute.
Bunny. Dinosaur.
Ooh, well.
I've done some digital stuff with dinosaurs.
Nothing realistic.
Nothing recently.
Nothing like Chris
Aardvark in a leather jacket. I love the specificity of that, and it already gets my mind rolling. I appreciate that. Snuffleupagus.
Oh, that would be rad.
Octopus. I have done an octopus before. Wolf,
as I say.
Yeah, Kim doesn't know how to talk.
It's so
hard to do. Tauntaun. Yeah.
Ooh,
you had me at Tauntaun, Bill.
Yeah, that's going to need to happen.
Hedgehog.
Have you announced not the theme, but the name of your new studio?
I have not yet.
Okay, I will not ruin it.
Okay.
But some of this is reminding me of some of this.
Might be something that I might share at the next Wonder and Whimsy Mastermind, perhaps, or maybe a behind the scenes.
Yeah,
we're supposed to be getting trusses here pretty quick, so we're going to be documenting the process.
So the snow is gone, and the temps are rising. So
here's a good one: macaw, toucan, Dorothy.
Oh,
stay tuned.
Big bird.
Who said a turtle is a reptile. That's right, Stephen. I have done a turtle. Sea turtle.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Stephen is naming other animals I've never heard of before. Pufferfish. I actually have done a pufferfish.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the trading cards that Wonder and Whimsy Society members got for a secret mission recently.
That's right. Yeah. It was kind of a cartoon.
Man, some good ones here. The capybara, classic capybara.
I can't believe you've never done a skunk.
Yeah.
Like a realistic skunk. Yeah.
All right. Well, because this was more of a selfish thing, I wanted to share. You're
just using it.
I don't get that many.
I feel dirty.
I don't get that many forwards anymore, like those fun forwards, because it's not 1997 anymore. However, I did get one today, and I got to say, one of the reasons that forwards are passed around is because they are actually funny. Yeah. So, if you've had a rough week, before we go here tonight, I wanted to send you off with some humor. Hopefully, we'll.
You feel so serious.
We'll get the business out of the way here.
Okay.
If you haven't gotten your ticket to the Escape Adulthood Summit, I hope that you will. It's August 1st and 2nd. EscapeAdulthoodSummit.com to learn more about that. But
for as funny as you're hyping this to be,
well, it's serious business. Fighting adultitis is serious business, Kim.
That's what I'm talking about.
So I have some fun ones to leave you on tonight. Okay. So a Sunday school teacher was discussing the 10 Commandments with her 5 and 6-year-olds. After explaining the commandment to honor thy father and mother, she asked, is there a commandment that teaches us how to treat our brothers and sisters? Without missing a beat, one little boy, the oldest of the family, answered, thou shalt not kill. It's good, right?
Yeah.
All right, then there was a situation where the children had all been photographed, and the teacher was trying to persuade them each to buy a copy of the group picture. Just think how nice it will be to look at when you're all grown up and say, there's Jennifer, she's a lawyer. That's Michael, he's a doctor. And a small voice at the back of the room rang out, and there's the teacher, she's dead. Out of the mouths of babes. And then teacher was giving a lesson on the circulation of the blood. Trying to make the matter clear, she said, now class, if I stood on my head, the blood, as you know, would run into it and I would turn red in the face. Yes, said the class. Then why is it that while I'm standing upright in the ordinary position, the blood doesn't run into my feet? A little fellow shouted, 'cause your feet ain't empty. And finally, the children were lined up in the cafeteria of a Catholic elementary school for lunch. At the head of the table was a large pile of apples. The nun made a note, posted it on the apple tray. Take only one. God is watching. Moving further along the lunch line, at the other end of the table was a large pile of chocolate chip cookies. A child had written a note that said, take all you want. God is watching the apples.
You guys sick of that yet?
All right. Well, thank you guys. Hope that at least brought a groan or a smile to your face. Thank you for joining us for our shenanigans. Hope you have a wonderful St. Paddy's Day tomorrow, however you celebrate it. That is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and be awesome.